Should we roll the intro?
Shall we?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Hello.
Hi.
And welcome back to another episode of Break Room Banter.
It is a hairstylist adjacent podcast where each week
Two friends
who also happen to be hairstylists
break down our weeks in the break room. I'm your host, Hunter Walden.
and I am your co-host, Erica the Red.
Ooh, the screech
I
at
know,
the
right?
end.
I'm just trying to get this mic right, bro.
Hey, well, you
Good?
sound good.
Does it sound good? I guess I could put my headphones on.
Everything is ruined.
Hey, I'm the new editor. You can call me Milan. Hunter and I will be taking turns editing these. Before we get to the podcast, though, Erica has a little bit of story time to get to.
Okay, so you said I missed something in the salon.
Oh, it was a hell of a day. So,
So our associate was supposed to be doing hair today.
yeah, Big Red. That's what I'm going to have call her because, I don't know what else to call her.
Little Red.
Well,
She's young Red.
is she the youngest Red? We can call her Baby Red.
Baby Red.
Baby Red. So Baby Red was she was on the desk today, but remember how at the meeting Shaw was saying how we were gonna she was gonna do that person's hair,
Yeah.
right? So I think it was on the books for like 10:30 maybe, I feel like. I don't know, early 9:30.
Okay.
And so then she called at 9, maybe 45-ish, like after her appointment, and was like, oh my goodness, can I move it to like 1:15? And Baby Red was like, no, because like we close at 3. You know what I mean?
I'm glad she said no.
Yeah. And then so they settled on like noon, I guess.
Okay.
So Baby Red's talked to Boss Lady, and Boss Lady was like, if she is 1 minute late,
You can't do it.
you can't do it.
Yeah.
And she was a good 13 minutes late, because I looked at my phone at 12:09 and looked at the desk, and she was not there.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? And then she comes walking in, and like I was working with my client, and I had to tell her, I was like, hey, sorry, I'm not zoning, I'm not trying to be rude, but I am trying to listen to, like, we all were.
Right.
Just to make sure that she
This is good practice.
had support. Exactly. And
Yeah.
we were all disappointed for her because she was so excited, looking forward to do hair, But at the same time, she was like, man, like, basically Mama said, she said, if you do it, you're fired. Like,
That's what she said to the lady?
no.
Oh.
I
Okay.
mean, and that was like,
That would have been a great excuse, though.
I'm assuming it was obviously a joke, like, between the
Right.
two of them. But she was like, no, seriously, like, and so we kept telling her, like, this is really great for you, like, experience setting boundaries. It's a tough conversation that you just had, but you did it. Like, I know it wasn't perfect. Could you have said it more eloquently and comfortably? Yes, but you did it on your own. You know what I mean? And a lot of it was, I'm just the messenger, blame it on, but that is the policy at our salon.
Yeah.
These are the rules. The owner makes the rules. You know what I mean?
Exactly. She always says blame it on her.
Exactly. So, but Baby Red had to have that conversation. She delivered it, and it was, like, good. She did.
Good.
She killed it. She did good. But then again, so I'm not really sure what's been going on, but, like, have your books been weird lately? Because mine have been. Like, haircuts booked in the middle of haircuts.
So mine,
And, like,
if I have, like, a cancellation, it does there is, like, a wonky spot, but my books are, like, planned. Like, I planned my books.
Yeah.
And now they just kind of, like, they plug in the spots.
I'm just not really sure what happened, but, like.
But I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So I had another one of those where it was like, this is a prom updo, like, full long hair. She has, like, probably, like, I don't know, 3B, 3C-ish type, like, curls.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted it blown out perfectly, like, straight, smooth, voluptuous, and, like, glam, with hair to here curly. Curly and thick.
How long
in
did you
45 minutes. It was a formal style, not a shampoo style. I'm a little irritated because she told me that she said on the phone, my hair it's going to take longer than an hour. And they told her, no, it won't. It'll be fine. And it was a new client with no consultation. And I was a little peeved.
Mm-hmm.
But because so-and-so had bailed on their appointment,
you had help.
I did have a little bit of help.
Thank God.
Right?
I'm just sitting here thinking, like, how did you possibly pull that off? Did you?
Yeah, we did, because she did the majority of it, honestly. Like, I just did the shampoo. She did most of the blowout. I came over and started, like, setting it in curls.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were also trying to convince her to cut her hair because, like, what she wanted, the girl had layers, and, like, you don't have that. Like, I can't.
It was all one
I
length.
can't make that happen. Yeah, it was all one length. You know, and she was happy with what she got, but we were like, it could have been so much better if you
there
just
were layers.
like listened to us, you know?
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. She had that curly of hair, and I asked her about how often, because like I touched it and I was like, whew, this is like dry buildup. There was like little naughty rat nest knots inside of it. Like, and I was just like, so how often do you wash your, I'm washing her hair and double clarifying it. And I'm like, how often do you wash your hair? And she was like, oh, well, I work out. So like 4 times a week probably. And I was like, okay, well, I was like, how often do you deep condition? And she was like, I don't really do that. And I was like, all right, girl, well, your hair's really dry. Like, you need some conditioner, it's like you've got this beautiful curl, but you got to take care of it. Like,
right.
And I was like, I suggested that because she works out a lot. So like, I get that. Like,
you don't want to be smelly.
You don't want to be, well, and it gets itchy. Like, it gets itchy faster. If you're not working out, I can go 6 days without washing my hair, no problem. But if I'm working out during the week, like 2 days, I mean, I used to work out on my lunch break and then, like, literally blow dry the sweat in to get through the day. But by the end of the day, because I didn't have time to redo my hair. Yeah, it was itchy. So I was like, what I would do is rinse my hair with, like, a good hot water, like, just get my scalp all warm, and then, like, scrub it with conditioner.
Yeah.
Kind of
so you get a good conditioner.
Yeah, you get some blood flow in there, you get the stuff off there, and you get some moisture in your hair, because I just shampooed it yesterday, so I don't need to shampoo it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a co-wash.
Co-wash, basically. And so I suggested that, and she was like, well, usually I do the opposite. Meaning she shampoos her hair and doesn't condition it. 4 times a week, and she has curly hair. And she kept asking me, she's like, what do I do for my hair? I was like, conditioner.
Yes.
Conditioner is the answer to most of your problems. Like, conditioner, baby.
A deep conditioner.
And that was the other thing, and she was oiling like way too much and not clarifying.
And you just took that class where you learned.
Right. I didn't take that class.
Oh, dang.
But that was one of the ones I missed that I wanted to. But it makes sense, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It does make sense, because that oil's going to build up. It's going, then you're not even putting conditioner in there. Like, oh my God. I was just like freaking out. But anyways, that went fine. Baby Red helped. She killed it. I was like, you can ring it up under yourself, but I ended up just paying her cash, and then it'll get rung under me or whatever. But I was like, you did the majority of that. I could not have freaking pulled that off without you. Like, thank God. So I really have decided that I have to set a hard boundary, that since we don't have front desk on Saturdays and no assistants, like, I cannot double book. And if one more person double books me a new client in the middle of a freaking highlight, I'm going to lose my doo-doo.
But it's happened to you so frequently.
So much lately. And I remember last week I had literally a haircut booked inside of a haircut.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
And then it's kind of like a sticky situation in the beginning of it happening, because it's like, well, I don't want to complain about getting new clients, but at the same time, like, shit.
Well, and that's the thing.
I'm dying over here.
Well, and I had that perm yesterday. That was a new perm client and no consultation. Like,
Thank God it worked out, though.
It did work out, though.
That was a really freaking good perm, too.
It was a really good perm. It took me 3 hours, and I don't feel like, because so much of it was consultation. Like, I don't know. I was a little, like, frustrated by, again, how that was handled. But the perm turned out great. I do think she's going to end up coming back when she needs a haircut. because originally she wanted like it short, and I
Really?
was like, I was like, here's the thing, I don't want to cut it first because I don't want to like not have enough
hair to perm,
you know? And then I was like, and I do not like to cut after a perm. I never have. Like in beauty school, you do for the ladies that roller set their hair or like whatever, you know? But I just don't like to cut the day after. I don't think it's good. It doesn't seem right to be until it's completely like, yes, you've neutralized it, but it's not completely done neutralizing. That's why you can't wash it for 72 hours. So it doesn't seem like you should comb through it for 72 hours.
I've never heard that logic, but it makes perfect sense.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I told her, I was like, before I started, I was like, are you cool with that? And she was like, yeah. And I explained my logic, and she was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense, totally. And she was like, shoot, when it's permed, I might not even want to cut, you know? And so then she was like, I really do kind of like this, you know, the way it is. And so I was like, all right, we'll wear it. And then if you decide you want to cut, come back next week and we'll cut it, you know? And she was like, all right, cool.
Perfect.
It was good. That did go well. But
today was just fiery.
Well, and today was fiery. And I do think that had I had a consultation, there would have been discussion of like a higher than base pricing for that one.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know what I
because
mean?
your hair's down to your knees.
Yeah, it was long. Well, it was so thick, too. Like, I just was like, oh, God. But, yeah, today was crazy. I made it through. I survived. But also, on top of it, part of why I was stressing out, too, so much about today was that today I had a client that I have run late for twice in the past.
Oh, God.
You know? And so I did not run late for her. There was a minute she came in and I was just finishing out my blowout, you know, but it was fine. But I just was like wanting to make sure that she got the most excellent of service. And I gave her blow dry for free today. Like, even though she got compensated last time, I was like, I need you to look in my eyes and know how much I appreciate you sitting in my chair right now. You know what I mean? Like, it means the world to me that you didn't give up on me after that, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, and then I had oops, didn't mean to say that out loud. Cut that. I had another one of my regulars, and she's just the sweetest, pretty simple and, you know, straightforward. So yeah, it was fine, but that, like, the drama of that today, like,
I can understand why you had a panic attack after work.
Yeah, well,
cut that too?
No, you can. I've been having panic attacks pretty much every night for the last like 4 days. And I hate it because then I'm alone and then I'm scared like more because I'm like, I can't drive myself to the hospital right now.
Yeah, but thank God, you know what? You have insurance right now.
I know.
If you need to call an ambulance, you can call an ambulance.
I know, with no deductible.
Yep. So Mama Red, just know that Baby Red 2.0 is safe.
Yeah. Seriously.
She can take an ambulance now.
Whew. Yeah. Well, and then, yeah, everybody today was like, girl, what is wrong with you? And I still try to eat my dinner from last night. And then it sent me into a panic attack. That's what it was I tried to eat and it hurt so bad. But I went to the chiropractor too. And he put my ribs back into place. So that's part of it. Hopefully all the 4 different kinds of antacid I just took will help.
Start to settle.
At this point, if I do still feel this tomorrow, I am going to go because I think I need like a Xanax.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that might be what it is.
Like a quick
snap
out of it.
Xanax and a Flexerol and like a nap.
So if you want to just like admit me and like, IV.
Dude, honestly,
let me sleep for 24 hours.
I'm going to check myself in for exhaustion and burn whatever the celebrities do. That's what I need. What is it? Dehydration.
Why don't you
and
go
exhaustion?
to like one of those IV clinics and do that?
I will.
Like, and be like, I'm exhausted and I'm having panic attacks.
I will, but
please shoot me up with everything you have.
You know me, I'm a hippie, but I'm like, at this point, I think I need pharmaceuticals.
Well, I think at the IV clinics, it's like vitamin D and stuff like that.
Well, and I take vitamin D.
But intravenous, you know what I mean? Word?
No, but I do. I love me a good drip. I've used to get those, like a IV boost or whatever. I used to get those all the time after I had mono.
Yeah.
It was helpful. But
When you said drip, all I could think of was a post-nasal drip, and then I was like, ew.
Drip. That's not what I think of. But.
Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll be back.
Yeah.
But let's start with our peaks and our pits.
Okay.
My peak is that I had today off.
Yeah,
I stayed in my PJs most of the day.
I like it.
I went shopping.
Nice.
Got some new clothes.
You look super sexy right now. If you guys can't tell, these pants too that Hunter's wearing are like leathery, white
leather pants.
I mean,
leather look. They're not real leather.
Faux leather.
Faux leather.
They're pleather.
Pleather.
Is that what it's
Plastic
called?
leather.
Polyester
leather. I don't know. They're sweaty. I know
They're
that.
vegan leather. How about that? Much cooler sounding.
Well, I bought them to wear in Miami, but now I'm second guessing them because
I would not want to wear them bitches in Miami. Mm-mm.
Yeah. I think.
Talk about swamp ass.
Yeah. So I think these are going to be like teaching pants.
I like them.
Show pants, whatever. So that's my peak. I got to hang out with my friend Skylar.
Yay.
We literally go like months without talking to each other. And then we went shopping together today. We're going to get dinner tonight. And then we're going to get brunch tomorrow.
I mean, that's grown-up friendships, though.
Yeah.
Like, get in where you fit in, you know?
True. And I was thinking about that whenever I was getting ready for the podcast. I was like, it's so funny that Skylar and we go through months without seeing each other. And then we'll see each other like the full weekend. And then...
Seriously. I mean, I do get it. I have that kind of with some of my friends. I mean, obviously, a lot of my longtime friends are far away. But it's like I won't talk to them for months, and then we'll have a conversation, and it's like...
And then you'll talk every single
Here's
day.
everything that's happened, you know?
Yeah.
What's up with you? Here's everything that's happened. And then it's like, oh, my kid's pooping in the front yard. I got to go. Okay, bye. Talk to you later. Like...
My kid's pooping in the front yard.
That happened to me the other day. I called my girlfriend and we're chatting for maybe 15, 20 minutes. And then she's like, oh my gosh, my son is literally pooping in the backyard right now in the grass. I got to go.
Oh.
I'm obviously, as a mom, I'm like, all right.
I get it.
Have fun with that one. They do stop doing that eventually. Like, don't worry.
Maybe.
If you're lucky. But yeah.
Pit. I have to have a pit too. My pit is that we recorded an episode that should be coming out today when this episode comes out, but I did something wrong.
Yeah, we messed up somehow.
I had a chat with Milan, our video guy, and he said that it was probably something with a cable.
Yeah. Shout out Morpheus Visuals.
Yes, Morpheus Visuals.
You're the best, man.
Actually, I want to change my peak.
Okay.
That was a peak too, but another peak is he reached out and is offering us a little deal to edit some of our podcasts.
Ooh.
So like 2 podcasts a month.
I like it. So those will be the best ones.
Right.
No, just kidding. Hunter is good.
But he's going to elevate it for sure.
Yeah.
He just reached out and he was saying that like our YouTube growth isn't where it should be for how consistent we are. And he was like, he's interested in helping with that. And then kind of using it to his advantage. Yeah. So he's giving us a little deal.
You scratch our back, we'll scratch yours, man.
Exactly.
I like that. That's cool. I love that, actually.
Yeah, same. So that is my peak then.
Cool.
Pit would have to be I didn't have like the best week at work this week. Like I ran behind every day. I did only work 3 days this week. So obviously my numbers weren't as high, but they should have been. Like that's kind of the point of taking time off, is to make that up. But like I don't necessarily view it as a pit because I can just learn from it and
I mean, you were really effing slammed all week.
Yeah, but my numbers weren't that way.
Yeah, but that's
so I don't think I was slammed
a whole day. You can do $1,000 in a day, no problem. I mean, that's gonna be a big thing. One day is bigger than you think it is.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, but I also wasn't that busy. I was just behind every client. I don't know what was going on. It was just like, I guess I was talking a little extra.
Just one of them days.
One of them weeks.
Right.
But yeah, that's my pit.
Okay. My pit is that I'm still dying of chest pains. But I'm not dead yet, so I'm obviously not dying.
So that's the pit. And moving on.
Yeah. We've already talked about it. You'll hear it later. That, and then my peak would be that it's Saturday, so I don't have to work tomorrow.
Heck yeah. What are you going to do tomorrow?
I haven't got that far. We'll see how I feel.
She's like, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to get home.
Still trying to figure that out. Well, I had plans tonight that are no longer happening.
You can join us for dinner.
Which is fine.
If you'd like.
I can't really eat solid food right now. Otherwise, I'd love to, but it will hurt really too bad.
And we're eating hibachi.
Okay, so then my peak is that I'm getting really skinny because I can't eat right now.
Oh, no.
Which is great to fit back into some of my old clothes.
You do look hot.
Thanks. Perks, you know. Oh, well, you know what my real peak was this week, but I'm not going to share that on the podcast.
Oh. Yep, I sure do. Maybe in a future episode, you'll be able to share it.
Yeah, at some point.
Mm-hmm. When you're grown up.
When I'm grown up.
When you've grown all up and got married and have babies.
Not that far.
No babies, none.
No
more.
babies ever. More, no. I guess that's actually kind of another high point in my week is that I figured out my summer vacation. Like, you know, I like to go off for my birthday or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I need some home. I need some Oregon. I didn't get my nature in California. And then I've been so stressed out and not feeling good since I got home. I haven't made it out in nature since I got home. And I really need to put my feet in a little stream and... What did I say? Bury myself up to my chest in the dirt or my head in the dirt.
Dig a hole in the forest.
Just lay in the dirt so that I can just be one with the earth. But I had my high school reunion is coming up at the end of the year, my 20 year, like an old bitch here. And then that's on the 19th. Okay, my lease is up on the 18th. High school reunion on the 19th. My birthday's on the 29th, and then D starts high school on the 7th of September. So I've been trying to figure out how I was going to make my birthday and the high school reunion thing work, and I decided to scratch that, and I talked to Deacon, and I'm going to go and be there for him on his, first day of school.
Oh, that'll be so much fun.
I think I'm going to leave that client of mine, the one that bought her dress from...
Yes.
From Bradley and Olia. You know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to name names, but her wedding is on the 1st, so I'm going to do that for her. And then probably leave the next day or the day after. And then be home. And then leave, probably on Friday or whatever. Because Deacon doesn't start school until Thursday.
They start school on a Thursday?
Well, it's the first day. The K through 6 starts first. And then the middle schoolers start. And, yeah.
Oh.
That's how they do it over there.
Maybe that's how they do it here. I just don't remember.
Well,
and I don't have kids.
And you don't have kids, so why the hell would you know that?
Right.
But yeah, so I am personally very, very excited for that and looking forward to that. I think I'm going to fly over and rent a car. That worked out really well for me. And then I can just kind of couch surf and stay with whoever and not, and not have to worry about borrowing someone's car or someone giving me a ride or waiting on anybody.
You can just be free.
Be free. And if I want to go off and be myself, I can do that, you know? And so I think that's how I'm going to do it.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm like...
So that's in June.
So he comes in June, and then he'll go home for the second half of the summer to be with his dad, because they've got stuff planned to do. And then I will go, that very end of... Or I guess the very beginning of September.
Did you color your hair?
Yeah, girl. I did last night.
Oh.
It's champagne and a couple... Well, it's probably 5 parts champagne, 1 part 9.5.
Okay. It looks good.
And then
it just threw me off because I was like, wait.
But it's funny. I did.
That's different.
Had Baby Red put it on, and last night, and then I drive by it home.
Mm-hmm.
But then my back was starting to hurt, so I literally just stuck my head upside down in the sink and rinsed it. And I didn't shampoo it again. I just went to bed with it wet, partially rinsed, and then I washed it this morning. Actually, I put a mask on it this morning. In the shower.
I co-washed it. I did condition.
Guess what? It's moisturized. That will make sense later in the episode.
Oh, I forgot. We haven't added
Yeah.
that in.
Okay,
Or
so
maybe we have
Here's
added
the
it in. Who
thing
knows?
is that if you guys notice, we don't really have much subject material right now because of the episode that didn't go very well.
We weren't really supposed to be recording right now.
Yeah, we weren't really. We were supposed to have an episode ready for you guys, but we're going to re-record with that person in the future. So here we are recording something for you. And
this episode has like a little bit of an elephant in the room.
oh, I think it's actually like a parakeet in the room.
A pineapple in the room.
A pineapple in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And some like moss or something.
Right.
We updated our studio.
Don't you guys like it? If you don't follow us on Instagram.
You've already seen it if you've if you follow us on
Instagram.
Instagram.
But if you don't, you haven't seen it. So there's that.
I want to talk about like building a clientele, like starting over.
Okay.
Because we've talked about it before.
I was going to say we've talked about that on
But
the
like we've kind of like changed our vibe, or maybe we're more comfortable with like talking about stuff.
True.
So maybe let's talk about it again.
Okay.
So like we have a friend that's starting over fresh, and so that's why it's on my mind. And she told me that it's helped us talking about stuff and like us being a podcast. Yeah, is kind of helping her like get along.
Oh.
So
I don't know who you're talking about.
You
off the
know
top
who
of
I'm
my
talking
head.
about.
All right, then. Keep your secrets.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's talk about like starting fresh at a new place. Like the expectation of like building your books.
Like what it's like to like the
start
hustle.
yeah,
The
like
hustle
what
of
it's like to
starting over.
start at a new
Okay.
place,
Okay.
right? Because a lot of people have been in where they are a long time, or they've been independent for a long time, and then they move to a different state and they want to start in a commission salon because they feel like they're going to get fed all of the clients.
Right.
And just something that I've noticed from me building a clientele, from watching you build a clientele and other stylists at the salon build a clientele, the common theme is like to get booked, you have to be there all the time.
Yes. Well, and I initially, when I started there, had a conversation that was, if you do what I tell you, you will have this in a year. And it happened. I said, okay, I trust you. I ain't got nothing else better to do but work right now. So I'm going to do that. Right?
Right.
And so it literally was like open to close 6 days a week. That one day I was assisting.
So, like, what do you do when you go to the salon, even though you don't have a client? What are you doing at the salon when you're there?
Well, hopefully not sitting in the broke room.
Right.
Right. So you're either like trying to stay busy out on the floor or ask the front desk, something to do, which like sucks because you're like not getting paid hourly to do like hourly work or whatever.
But you're there. Your face is
you're there. And if somebody needs you to shampoo for them, then they know they can grab you. And then you start to build a rapport with their clients, which just kind of helps the overall culture of the salon, which is part of why our salon is so awesome.
Yes.
Because
people go to random people to get blowouts all the time.
All
or
the time. Yeah.
Someone gets sick, God forbid. Then that person can be like, oh, well, I know Erica or I know Carrie can take care of me.
Exactly.
Because I watch them. They've talked to me.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was helpful.
And whenever I first started, if I didn't have someone on the books or anything on the books for that day, I would still show up. And I kind of like looked around the salon when I first got there. I don't know if everybody's as fearless, I guess, as me with that. But I was just like, I'm going to go look in all the cabinets and I'm going to see what's around. I'm going to see where things are, check it out, learn my places. And so I found like these little sachets, like those little cellophane bags and a bunch of Bombshells merch. Bombshells is the salon that we work at.
Yeah.
And so I went to our owner and I was like, hey, can I put these together with like my business card and like a service menu? And she said, yeah, I'll do you one even better. I have this whole box back here of product that I want to get rid of. Why don't you just put a product in each bag too?
Love it.
So I did that. I don't know. I filled a
That's how you
box.
got them bougie clients.
That's right. I went to every doctor's office, lawyer's office, everywhere. And I was just like, hey, I'm a stylist. I'm new to the area. I'm building my clientele. I work at Bombshells. Here's this. I think I put some like Bombshell bucks in there, which for us, we have these things called Bombshell bucks, and it's essentially just free money, like a gift card.
It's like $10.
$10, yeah.
$10 value.
And it's just a little card that says $10 Bombshell bucks, and I threw that in there, so they had a discount. And then I went to the luxury apartment complexes, like the expensive ones, where the grown-ups live.
Smart.
Because we live in a college town also,
Yeah.
so that it's hard to build a clientele in a college town.
I moved from one college town to another.
Really? Oh, yeah. It's nice whenever school's in session, but then in the summer you get super slow if you don't have that steady
built up already. Yeah.
But I went to the luxury apartment complexes, and when they actually said that I could bring in an ad and they would put it in their new move-in folders. So I did that.
I like that.
And so I got all of those people that were like moving to Murfreesboro from California, from places that they were already like paying an arm and a leg for their hair.
So your
luxury prices in Murfreesboro
bargain, and you're
are
like,
a bargain.
Cha-ching.
Yes. So that's what I did.
That's smart. That's real smart. In fact,
and I'm such an introvert, so that was really hard for me to go in, and it was essentially cold calling, but in person.
Right. Well, and I feel like that's what you did.
Yeah, that's why I said that. It was like, it's not going to work for everybody.
Well, let's say that's a great idea, but that's not the clientele you're after.
Okay.
So let's say you're looking for like mom clients. Where would you go?
I mean, you could go to the park. Mm-hmm. That's a little creepy, maybe.
I mean, maybe like if you're a mom, you could
like daycare.
Pass out your cards or do that at like a soccer game or like, I mean, I don't know because I never have really been in the sports mom world. Deacon's just not a sports kid.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, I feel like the sports, I remember in like high school, middle school, on the like fence, they used to have like ad spaces.
Ad things. Yeah.
Not pull tab ad spaces. It was like vinyl signs that were like zip tied to the fence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they weren't very big. I mean, probably the size of that right there. And it was just on the fence for like $20-$30.
Okay.
I'm sure now it's more than that, but even if you wanted to do that, like if you were looking for moms.
Or you could like mom groups on Facebook.
Mom groups. A lot of those groups on Facebook though do have like you can't post your ads or there's like certain days you can post advertisements.
No, but you can get one of those ladies that's in one of those groups and slay their hair and have them advertise for you.
Absolutely.
Let's say you're trying to build like a vivid clientele. Where would you go?
Bars.
Tattoo
shops. Yeah. And I feel like Emily has this really good idea because she's about to move to Florida. She's going to get a job, like a part-time job at a tattoo shop with the artist booking their appointments.
Oh, that's smart.
Not necessarily a receptionist, but booking their hair or their tattoo appointments like via on her phone or whatever it is. But they're all independent, so they would all pay her independently. So first off, cash grab.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic idea.
Absolutely.
Someone else could use it, just not at the same one that Bestie's going to.
Right.
You're not taking her job.
No, that's actually a really good idea too. And even if you could get in there and like offer just even for the tattoo artists that may be more like likely to have funky hair or whatever, vivid hair, then people are going to be like, dude, your hair is sick. Where'd you get your hair done? You know what I mean?
Yes. And then if you patronize them,
yes.
That's a bad thing, right? Patronize is bad. Patron, if you are a patron in their service, yes, then they're also more likely to advertise for you.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, because we have that with like homegirl across the street. We're all sending everybody over there to her,
and now her whole family comes into the salon.
over to us. Yeah, exactly. So, And we talked about that when I was doing her hair. She was like, I did that with my girls in California. Like, you guys are great. I love it. You take care of me. I'll take care of you, you know?
Well, and I do feel like social media is great, right? I obviously love social media, but the amount of clientele that I have retained honestly have come from referrals from my real clients or those clients that I met out somewhere.
I think there's definitely there's a reason why like UGC is big on social media, because people want to hear like your real experience, you know? They don't want to have a freaking ad in their face. Like, they want real experience. So I think there's something to that fact that like, word of mouth is still like the biggest, most guaranteed way. Like, if I see 100 ads for something on Facebook, like once somebody's like, oh no, I've done it, and it's somebody that I know, and they're like, yeah, it was actually good, then I'm like, okay. Until then, I'm like, is this a scam? Is this a scam? Is this a scam? You know?
Yes. Well, and I'm not saying that like you can't build a great relationship with clients that you've met on social media either.
Can, yeah.
Because I do have clients that my van life client, she has 2 stylists because she's a van life girl, so she's literally everywhere. But I met her on social media, and it was one of those things where she was getting popular on social media whenever I was trying to get popular on social media, and so I reached out way back in the day, and I took her hair from, you know how dark it is now, to like white.
Dang.
And we we were together the whole day. And she's still to this day, years later, comes to see me. But I feel that the social media clientele that I get, I kind of use as like my filler. You know, whenever you have those white spaces in your day from your regular clientele, then you have the opportunity to fit someone in from social media or from an online interaction. But I really do feel like the clients that I've retained the most of are those referral and word, like personal meetings.
I agree. I think that's definitely true.
But I like what you said about like going to the salon even though you're not working. Like, that is the biggest.
I think it really is the biggest, because your face becomes familiar. You know what I mean? You're there. You're learning your people. You're learning your group. I mean, even if you're not, like, if you come in and shampoo for me, like when I really need you, like,
I'm going to shampoo for you.
I'm going to be indebted to you. I am going to be more likely to be like, oh, well, I can't do it, but so-and-so can. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you're in a place. I mean, it's kind of weird talking about it now because I feel like I know everybody, but like, and I've already been through it, but it's true. It can be scary when you're in a group with a group of women that you don't know.
Right. And it can be uncomfortable to be there whenever you're not.
When you're just sitting around or whatever, it can be all those things. I remember. But like, at the same time, it is good, you know, and it's like, okay, or here's the other thing. Sometimes somebody's not there and they're like, oh, hey, can you squeeze my kid in? Nope, but so-and-so's available, you know, and yes, it may not be that you want to do kids cuts all the time, but it's money on your books. You know what I mean?
And that's something that it takes too, is saying yes to a lot of things, even if it's not what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, until you have that full book, you don't have the luxury of being able to say no to everything except for highlights or except for haircuts or whatever it is that you want to specialize in. We've talked about it before. What you want to specialize in is what you advertise.
Yeah.
That's what you're taking your pictures of.
There's a lot of people. I mean, it must be the thing in beauty schools now. They tell you to specialize because it seems like every new stylist is a specialist. You know what I mean?
I know.
But, like, I think there's something to that. There's something there. You know, if you're in a position, like, let's say you're married and your husband makes plenty of money and you can build slower. Or you don't have a certain amount of dollars that you need to take home at the end of the month. But I do.
Yes.
And the best advice I can say in that aspect is to take everything that you possibly can until you don't have to anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it just goes to, like, that's the building phase.
Mm-hmm.
That is what it's about.
Yeah.
I feel like if you say no to everything, then when it's time to say yes, you've gotten to the point of saying no so much that you've not really done that much hair, and then you're kind of nervous to say yes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what that's like. I can't put myself inside the brain of
I've
someone
never
like
said
that,
no
'cause
to
that's
things
never
like that.
been me. I mean, I've said no when I'm exhausted or like you've disrespected me or, something like that. But like, I can't imagine being like, I mean, I might be like, yes.
Yeah,
I will. In the back
will.
room, like, do you want to do this? No, but I'll do it anyways,
Yeah, I guess so.
Right? So, but yeah, I mean, that would be my biggest piece of advice for building clients is that, and then pre-booking.
Yes, pre-booking. And keeping an eye on your retention and your numbers. And like, if you don't know what those mean, asking questions. If no one at your salon knows what those numbers mean, maybe it's not the best salon for you. Or you reach out and like, there's so many resources on Instagram that it's almost, if you don't know how to read your numbers, and
you're gonna find somebody that can teach you how.
You're gonna find somebody.
And I do think that, like, especially if you're an older stylist like me, like, the industry has changed so much that, like, I think if there's one thing, one of the many things I've learned throughout this podcasting process with you and all the people that we've met is, like, it's really not as scary and, like, or, like, intimidating as I feel like it used to be to, like, reach out to someone. And then, like, I feel like there's kind of been a shift in the industry to a certain extent where it's like it's more inclusive and everybody is like, there is more.
There's less gatekeeping.
Yeah, yes. That is probably what I'm looking for. There's more sharing going on. That's the word I'm looking for. And so, like, if you need something or coaching in some area, like, you can find it. It's not like, I mean, I feel like I'm kind of the queen of fawn response and being like, I don't know what to do, so I'm not going to do anything.
Right. Well, I mean, even our podcast is a great source of things that you, like, of a place that you can go to find people.
Yeah.
To find a resource, because we've had Hunter Donia, if you're looking for systems. We've had, well, I guess now we'll have Lisa Huff on. She has a mastermind group which is completely different than
it was really cool
any sort of like coaching or anything like that. I thought it was more of a coaching thing, but she has a mastermind group where a bunch of individuals brainstormed together. Yeah, they brainstorm together and create ideas.
A think tank or like a co-work for hairstylists.
Yes.
It's really cool. And we already recorded an episode, but, didn't record well. So you will hear this in the future coming up soon. But yeah, I mean, I hate to like say we're a resource because that's.
But we are.
But we are actually. And if you don't know something and you want to just reach out directly to us, we will answer you.
Yeah, we really don't have many people reaching out.
We don't have fan mail or
we are so free and open. Our little phalanges are ready to start typing.
Text you back and find resources and help for you.
Yeah, because if I don't have an answer, I definitely feel like I can find a resource for you, because I'm not afraid to ask somebody.
No, you are not.
If you're a little afraid to ask somebody, reach out. Maybe you could say, hey, I really want to talk to this person.
We'll ask for you.
We'll ask for you, or I will help you like come up with the words.
Yeah.
Because I like words. And I can help with words.
You're a word-orator.
A word-orator?
I don't know.
When I started at a salon a couple years back, I made this post about the person I was working with, and I think I used the word Rolodex in my caption, and the entire 2 years that I worked at this salon, there was one person in particular that was like, every time she could think about it, she's like, you're just so cute. All I can think of is your little Rolodex of Rolodex of Instagram captions.
I love
and
it.
she's
That's
always,
cute.
every time I see her now, even.
Yeah.
Like if I run into her, she's like, oh, my little
Surprised she doesn't
Rolodex
call
boy.
You little Dex or something.
But she was so sweet. That was funny.
Aww.
But yeah, it's true. We are a resource.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have a segue.
What about back to, let's say you've relocated in a city. How do you go about finding a salon that's good for you?
So here's what I've done.
Okay.
Because I'm currently doing that right now. And I'm not, for my clients listening, I am not moving tomorrow. I'm not moving next month. This is a process that I'm just trying to begin.
Yes, because it will take a while.
Yes, it'll take a very long time. So I have been going online and paying attention, firstly, to all of the accounts that I follow on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Where do the people that I interact with the most work?
Mm-hmm.
Do they work in LA? Okay. LA.
Short
Here's the
list.
salon.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Save that profile,
Mhm.
write it down.
Mm-hmm.
And then on a day that I have time, I'll sit down, I'll write out a beautiful text
Mm-hmm.
of some sort,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will send it to all of those salons.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm going to do tomorrow morning.
I like it. So let's say you're moving to a city you don't know anybody in, because I've done this.
Mhm.
I'll tell you what I did. We did a whole episode about it.
We did. Once
Um,
again, I think we've refined our verbiage
I think so too.
since these episodes have come out. So,
We're professionals.
and there's new people, so fuck it.
So
Say it again.
Okay, so when I was moving to Tennessee, I knew I was going to I had to work in either Nashville or Chattanooga based on where the house was that I was living in was going to be. So I got on Instagram and I just searched hashtag Chattanooga stylist, hashtag Nashville stylist, or hair colorist, or whatever, Nashville, Chattanooga, blah, blah, blah. Paid attention to the work I liked. Figured out where they were, figured out where they worked, wrote that down. Again, same thing, kind of like you did, although it wasn't based on connections. It was more just like on, these people are good at what they do, and I want to work around that.
Oh, well, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm not saying I have a connection with these people. I'm just
Gotcha.
saying, like, the people that I follow and interact, like,
Uh-huh.
the people I'm liking their photos the most.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's what I meant by it. Not talking on the phone, like,
Well, you know everybody, so of course I just thought maybe you know people over there. But I get what you're saying, more like through Instagram.
yeah.
So, yes, so it's the same thing. And, like, figure out where some of these salons are, and then then I'd go and try to find their website.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd figure out what kind of product lines they worked with, because I'm bougie about that, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's hard to find a new place if you work with one specific product.
It can be, because you're limited by that. I mean, I know I've moved a couple of times when I was an educator, and I was like, I can't really work in a salon that doesn't use this product.
Yeah.
Or isn't going to at least allow me to. So that obviously can be a factor. And then just like I said, make a short list. I wanted something that had a good website. Like, to me, that's important for a business.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of find a place that aligns with what you do. And then I say, make a short list, send them your resume, reach out, then, and go from there.
Well,
But
I want to stick, what you said about the website, and you should have a website yourself, too.
I should have a website myself.
Well, you, yes, and then everyone else, because that's a way that you can, like, show your art in one place, and like everything that's affiliated with you can be all in one place, hyperlinked, because a resume is great, obviously.
Yeah, don't write it on paper, on notebook paper either. Did you see that?
I did. I wanted to say it, but it was another one of those moments that I was like, what if she listens to the podcast? But what if she listens to the podcast?
Don't write. It's not a good look.
If you are looking for salons, if you don't have a printer, there are still in 2023 public libraries.
Well, also you can go to FedEx and work on their computer and print it there, because I don't have I have my phone and I have a laptop, but it is half crashed and
Right.
won't connect to the internet. So I don't have a printer. So anytime I have to print something out, that's how I do it.
You go to a FedEx.
Yeah, like I might do it on like Word docs or whatever on my phone, and then just save it and then email it to the Print and Go or whatever at FedEx, and then print it.
Right. So that is a good idea to just go ahead and like have a couple resumes printed out, get a little folder so that they're protected, and keep that folder in your car.
Absolutely.
But it's like a 50-50 shot. Like you might take that written resume that's been ripped out of a notebook paper to a salon, and they see someone that really wants a job.
I mean, that is true.
You know, that person probably really wants a job, but a little coaching moment would be that there are options available to print your resume, even if you are not capable of doing it yourself at home.
Yeah.
FedEx, my dear boy.
Well, now I feel like a giant asshole. So.
Don't feel like a giant asshole.
Yeah.
I was just recapping what you said.
You were.
But it clicked, that part of it happened whenever you were talking.
Gotcha.
Was like, oh, well, maybe some salons might look at it as someone who drove by, saw it, looked it up on Instagram, and was like, I need a job there right now. Some salons might look at it that way.
Yeah.
Some people might look at it that way.
Yeah.
And maybe that is what happened.
Maybe.
However, there are so many options available for you to print out a resume on a nice sheet of paper.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you print it out at a Staples or FedEx or whatever, they have really nice paper that they print on. It's like thick.
Yeah. Also, you might not even need to print it. Just send it in an email.
It is 2023.
I don't think I've printed a resume in a long time.
Not since I was very first looking for jobs.
No, yeah. And I mean, when I was looking for jobs, and I have done that. Like when I was in Seattle, I did that because I was in the city already. And so, I mean, I was looking for a job in a different state where I had no connections whatsoever.
Right.
So, like, if you're crazy, ballsy / insane enough to do that, you don't need to print your resume.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you can just email it to the salon.
Like let's say you graduate and you live in Murfreesboro and you know that you want to look for salons in Murfreesboro, print out 15 copies, get all dressed up, get cute, come in one day and ask. I would say, because I'm old and I used to get jobs all the time in retail, you go in, you ask for the manager or the owner.
Mm-hmm.
You look them in the eye, you hand them your resume, you give them your little spiel about how awesome you are, and you shake their hand, you tell them thank you for your time, and that you look forward to hearing from them soon.
I love the way you said that.
It's true.
And I also looking nice and presentable is in the beauty industry. That is so important.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of like hair influencers that are like educating in sweatpants and stuff like that. That's cool. That's cute. That's trendy. But like it has to, there's so fine of a line when it comes to dressing that way. That's like trendy or ready for bed.
It can be sloppy. It can be streetwear. I think if you're in the vibe of streetwear,
it's cool.
Then I do think it's professional because we are individuals. Like professional for us doesn't have to be a suit.
Right.
That might be what it is for you. But like, I mean, if you are, in my opinion, if you're wearing like a designer tracksuit, that's not comfy. That's rich. You know what I mean? Like that's stylish, and we are stylists. You know what I mean?
Yes.
If you are in a board meeting, is that appropriate? No. But as a hairdresser, I personally think it is. But it has to be stylish, and obviously, I'm one to talk about wearing makeup. But like in an interviewing situation, when you really are trying to put your best foot forward, like if you're not a makeup girly, then don't go crazy with it, but like maybe just elevate one step, you know?
A BB cream.
Here's the thing. I have just gone through like a year of major depression, and like really could do all I could do to get to work sometime is throw on some jeans and a t-shirt and one coat of mascara. And I have been trying for probably 8 months to get out of that and elevate. And I feel like I'm just kind of now at a place where I'm at. I didn't get makeup put on today because I was having random panic attacks and crying. So,
but you look
you know,
hot.
But I put a dress on. And So, I kind of am hot. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm
But
sweating.
It's hot in
for
here.
sure.
So, but it does make you feel better. You feel more confident. You look more like a professional. I guarantee you, as I continue starting to, I do have this pain in my chest right now, but all in all, I feel 1,000 times better. Once I'm through this and this passes, like, it's going to be a whole new bitch right here, you know? And so
I can't wait till we're able to like talk about it on the podcast as like on the other side.
on the other side, I know, me too.
You're going to change so many people's lives.
I mean, I hope so. But like,
No, you are.
Yuck. I hate saying that. My point is, if you're in an interviewing situation and you are trying to get a job, like it is definitely best to be putting your best foot forward. Yes, a random pop in, and you know what? If it is a random pop in situation, say, I am so sorry for my appearance right now, but I saw your salon and I happen to have my resumes in my car and I just got off my serving job and I smell like French fries and I'm so sorry, but like, please, I would love an opportunity to like talk to you and tell you about who I am and show you who I am, you know?
Yes.
Like that is totally acceptable. I'm sorry I loved you so much I had to bring you this handwritten resume. But like, you know what I mean? If that's the case, then just be upfront because then you really are like, you're acknowledging like, hey, this isn't what I would come to work in, you know?
Right.
But I was so enthralled with what you had going on here that like I just had to stop or something like that, you know?
Well, and I will say the person that brought in the handwritten resume when she walked around the corner and she was getting a tour, I saw her, she caught my eye, and in a good way. You know what I mean? Like I was like, oh, she looks good. She looks like a hairstylist. She had extensions. They were good extensions. She had beautiful highlights, like makeup done to a T. But she did. That's why I'm like, is it the case that she just had to do that and she did that in the parking lot?
I mean, hey, if it is, then like I said, I feel like a giant asshole. But like when I saw that, I was like,
oh, jump scare.
Yeah, I was like, oh, girl.
If you come back from the written resume, that's the thing. It's the first impression. And so that first impression, you've got 7 seconds to make that first impression.
Dude,
if after that 7 seconds, they're going to remember that.
Hired and she kicks ass, we need to have her on the podcast. Seriously.
Yes.
And like talk about it because if you guys
like
can't
what
tell,
was going
like,
through your mind.
Yeah, because I mean, I genuinely am curious. I mean, you did make me think about it again because I didn't see any of that. I just saw the handwritten resume and I
saw her, yeah.
What is this, you know?
And if that's your first impression,
But
that's the first impression.
And here we are. We like to be truthful and authentic and honest here. That was
that's
my
all
first
we're
impression.
doing,
yeah. But you're right. Like I didn't see her. I didn't interact with that person face to face. So like within that same like I might have seen that and been like, oh, hi. You know, I don't know. So.
Like, oh, you look nice.
Yeah.
But she was like super streetwear. Like. She looked like a brie.
And who is that?
Cheese?
Like a brie. No. We have a stylist at our salon named Brie, and she's like, she takes risks with her fashion and like does like influencery type outfits is what I'm going for. Like, I don't know. It's definitely not something that everybody wears. But you post a picture of it on Instagram and it looks real cute,
fire.
you know?
I know. I love those boots that she has. Those dark boots. That's it. Those are
so
like,
cute.
I'm obsessed with them.
Anyway.
Yeah. So,
is that all we have?
I don't know. Kind of, I guess.
That's a pretty good episode.
I mean, I think so. I think we're pretty interesting myself.
I think so, too. I think so. I'd like to think so.
Guys.
Hope you like our new studio.
Yeah.
It was all Erica's idea.
No, it wasn't.
It started with me saying, what if we moved that couch in here?
And then I said, can I tell you what's in my head? And then it
happened.
And then it came onto the wall.
It did. Came onto the wall.
A lot of it was my idea, but it was obviously we picked out the fabric together. You picked out some of the stuff. You found the on-air sign, which is my favorite part, which looks really good on the camera right now, by the way. Remember, it was like weird the other day.
Oh, yeah. I changed the camera settings.
Did you? It looks good.
I YouTubed it.
You YouTubed it.
I did.
Yeah. We got my little hippie crystals and some sea urchins.
Some
I
sea
think it's cute.
urchins. Yeah.
And our rainbows.
Always going to have the rainbows because we're the rainbow peoples. Anyway, that's all we have for you this week. If you want to follow us on our social media journeys, I'm at Herrick's Hunter on all the things.
And I am Erica the Redhead on all the things.
And our podcast is at Break Room Banter Pod on all the things. We also have a Patreon, www.patreon.com/Break Room Banter Pod. And we're not promising anything from that. We're just saying it's a donation.
Thanks for supporting us.
Yeah, thanks for supporting us. And until next time, remember,
you always have a seat at our table.
Bye. Home, the place where I belong. I don't know the words to the song I know.